stopped because she has a bunch of dogs in the car and is smoking a pipe in the front seat looking to be passed out, refuses ID, then gets quickly educated. Bro, I love videos like this. They are so fantastic because in today's culture, what can't be denied is women are taught to resent masculinity as toxic and oppressive. And similarly, they're taught to identify order as that oppressive masculinity. But in this case, she was educated quickly. Dude, this is so good.
No, I've done nothing wrong.
Officer approaches the car. You'd think that a woman would just be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll provide you my ID. Yeah, of course. You're here to protect and serve. But no. These freaks have to deny masculine coherent frameworks at all costs.
Sorry.
No worries. Sheriff's Department.
I can't hear you.
This is the Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
Reason I'm chatting with you right now is it looked like you're passed out. When I went to
I
contact
guess the dog ladies are even more deranged than the cat ladies.
her, she was holding a butane lighter, and I saw a pipe inside the car. I tried to identify her and talk to her. She refused to provide any identification. Do you have your ID on you?
Just inside. I went and bought
Well, right now I need your ID.
Oh, for what?
Like I just said, you're being detained because you're trespassing.
What did I do?
Trespassing.
I'm not trespassing. I heard my receipt. I was in the
Parked in a car in the corner of a parking lot with dogs in the back of the seat. Ma'am, I need you to provide your ID. You're smoking a crack pipe. Why do you have to ask for that?
car. I'm not going to the credit company.
County 473 suspicious vehicle. Now you're obstructing me. You're obstructing my investigation.
Stop! Guys, come on! I'm not doing anything wrong. I just looked at
Okay.
Like, what did I
Just
do?
give me your ID, like I said.
He's still being calm with her, which is incredible.
I don't have a reason to give you my ID.
I just told you a valid reason, and you're refusing to provide it, which is obstructing.
That's obstructing.
Yes. So now it's trespassing and obstruction.
This is ridiculous.
It's
I've done nothing wrong. No, I've done nothing wrong.
Don't leave. You're not free to go.
Nothing wrong.
You're being detained. You're not free to go.
Not your fault.
She just started the car
You are
up.
seeing the degenerate female psyche in action. They cannot adhere to masculine frameworks because that would be giving into the patriarchy. The untenable outcome for the resentment of feminism is giving into masculine frameworks. And so it pushes them into situations of complete disorder and mental discombobulation. This is how you see women doing things that make no sense because they're told that making sense is toxic masculinity.
She's gonna go.
I think she just ran over a spike strip, what he put in the back. So her tire's deflating currently. I think.
Can I leave you right here real quick? I'm gonna chase her.
Casually tells the camera crew guy in the ride along to get out so he can chase her. Dude, what a Chad. When I was watching this, I was like, oh god, I don't know if he's gonna catch up to her because she had a pretty big head start. But she's a woman driver. 93 days in jail.
Catch up.
I'm gonna try and catch up there.
Yeah, I found her. So we're eastbound, coming to Waller. She's gonna be
We
going
found
south.
her. There it is. Okay. Dude, I love stuff like this so much because there's something extremely timeless and yet poignant to my generation specifically. Because my generation, as they're possessed by the resentment of the left, through the resentment of the Marxist ideology, they're taught that accountability is oppression because accountability speaks to an individual identity. And if you didn't know, Marxism, which is the ideology of the left, says there's no such thing as an individual. Meaning that accountability can be nothing more than a manifestation of something toxic and oppressive and predatory. And of course, they associate those things, accountability, order, etc., with masculinity. And they think the real world caters to their delusions. That's another central tenet of postmodern neo-Marxism, by the way. Because postmodernism says there's no better and worse ways of interpreting reality. And therefore, when you combine it with Marxism, the position they have is only that which adheres to our ideology gives us good person status. And that's why you see so much of the reactionary, unthinking, anti-intellectual responses to police exercising objective orders and frameworks, enforcing laws like you see leftist judges refusing to do, because it's a reminder that their ideology is incoherent. Anyway, back to the glorious footage.
Good pit.
When I heard him say those words, good pit, I got so happy. She got pitted. For those of you who don't know, that means they basically pushed her car over in the street. A police officer came up to the back of the car as it was driving, pushed it this way, and it just swung out. And then there's a circuit in the car that turns off when it detects an accident, so it disables the vehicle. Let's go. You can't really see through the windshield, but I'm assuming he's blocking in her car right now. I'm not really sure.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up!
She immediately is shrieking and crying, I didn't do anything, after running from the police. Feminism does this to people. It wrecks their brains. I didn't do anything wrong. Accountability is violence. This is what the resentment of feminism, aka Marxism, because the resentment is funneled in from Marxism into feminism, will do to human psyche. And what does she do? She tries to play the victim, exactly in keeping with Marxist doctrine. When you're being held to order, when you're being held accountable, play the victim, because that means you're oppressed. That means you're a good person. That means the person who's oppressing you. And remember, oppression is just a stand-in for exercising order, or masculinity, or immorality, or truth. Take your pick. It means they're the predator. They're the evil one. They're the oppressor.
Get out of the car!
One at gunpoint.
She's still trying to argue after her car has been disabled, after she's been pitted by the police. She's still trying to get away, and she's still trying to hide from the fact that she messed up. You realize how psychopathic you have to be, but Marxism calls feminists to be psychopathic.
Get out of the car!
Stop it, dude! The man is literally screaming. He's like, okay, this female has not understood everything that has transpired so far, so I have to speak in slow English words for her. Get out of the car. And does she do it? No, because that would be adhering to the masculine frameworks. I'm genuinely curious how this ends, because this is where I started the video to show you guys, so I don't know how this ends.
Reach it! If you reach, you're gonna get shot! Get out of the car!
Another, by the way, we're not going to hide from the fact that he just gave her another set of objective frameworks, which is stop reaching, or consequence will happen. You are seeing the degenerate female feminist psyche smashing into the wall of accountability. This is what leftists want to erode. This is the reason why they are anti-laws.
She's reaching her out under the seat.
Get your hands up, you get shot!
Oftentimes you see police standing behind their door. This officer is intelligent for not doing that. Doors are not bulletproof. They're basically just, they're not even close to bulletproof. They're not shields for ballistic material.
Hands visible! Do you understand? Get out of the car! You are under...
It has to be feeling space. She thinks she's talking to her girlfriend. Oh my God, why are you angry with me? I have to try to do her voice. Why are you angry with me? I didn't hurt your feelings. Actually, there's a thing called laws, and you broke them. This has nothing to do with your female femme-centric expectation that the world must be made in your image. What we're doing is enforcing masculine standards. The female psyche cannot comprehend what is happening in this video.
Under arrest for felony elude. Get out of the car.
Wait, let's hear that again.
You are under arrest for felony elude. Get out of the car.
Okay, felony eluding. Okay.
Funny, I'm up here with 473. She's very distraught, and she's just talking on her cell phone. We can see both her hands.
She's probably calling her mom. Mom, they're exercising order on me.
But we're gonna try.
If she was a man, I'm just gonna say this full stop, because you're seeing how high class these officers are, how civilized our society has become. Because if that was a guy, they would have gone up to the window, smashed the window, dragged him out, manhandled him, you know what I mean? But and that's fine. By the way, I'm in favor of that happening. But they're being so civilized with her because she's a woman. So on top of her making a fool of herself, they're also treating her well, which in my mind would probably just add insult to injury to the resentful feminist psyche. But let me know what you think about that down in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong.
Try to communicate, get her to come out.
I would say that.
We're gonna go shield up, and we'll just keep lethal on her.
They actually have the ballistic shield. They're gonna go up to the window. There's probably like 10 officers on scene now.
Port the window with my flashlight. We'll just
Big thing is the dog.
Break the window.
and we'll just keep
Music to my ears.
lethal on her. I'll port the window with my flashlight. We'll just
Big thing is the dog.
the dogs.
I'm not about getting bit here.
Me neither.
Talking? Shoot a dog.
Kinda.
She won't provide her name. She said she's done nothing wrong.
You can see her hands.
I've done nothing wrong. Meanwhile, blocking the entire road, leading police on a car chase. I've done nothing wrong.
Yeah,
Yes
she's
and
got
no.
both her hands up.
Now
She's
she get
not
out.
involved.
But okay, we can all laugh at that, right? But in a very serious way, guys, in her mind, she doesn't think she did anything wrong because she's being oppressed. I'm being completely serious. This is how the Marxist ideology operates. She's the victim, therefore she's by default the good person no matter what. Because virtue can't be defined by logic, reason, or rationality. Those things would be oppression.
But she keeps reaching under the seat, at least early on. She hasn't for a while.
Hey, ma'am, it's the police, obviously. We need you to get out of the car. Hey, don't touch us. Get out of the car. Listen, we're not going anywhere. Get out of the car.
You see more cruisers pulling up, lights and sirens. They're just adding more and more and more order to this woman's disorder and insanity.
There you go. You're fine. Just open the door.
By the way, the reason why you see this continually being gendered is because they would not act this way towards a man. They would immediately break the window, drag him out, be way more aggressive. But also, a man statistically is more likely to understand the threat of force. Women don't ever expect that men are going to engage with them on that level. But it's possible and it can happen. And eventually they're going to do that if she refuses ultimately what they tell her to do.
You want to try and open the door?
I can. I'm just worried about.
The dogs.
Your dogs want to come out and play, and we're fine with that. We don't want to have to make it more aggressive than we already are. We need you to hang up the phone and come on out, okay?
I want to help you. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Help
All of this could have been avoided if her degeneracy wasn't pushed on her by feminism.
Keep the dogs safe. Come on. Keep your. Hey.
Even now, even in total defeat, even knowing she's going to jail, she doesn't open the door. This is a very unusual behavior on average for women. When you see a person that is this disagreeable, they're almost always men, meaning that you know that disagreeability was manufactured ideologically. This type of aversion to masculine order is exactly that. It's an aversion to masculine order. It's not aggression. It's psychopathology brought on by the left.
The next step is we're gonna.
Right now, they're not breaking the window. They're telling her to open the door, and she's still not doing it.
Listen. Hey, listen. I'm gonna spray you. Okay, I'm gonna spray you if you don't open the door. Okay.
Now she's being told, you will be sprayed with pepper spray if you don't open the door. Another masculine framework.
Ma'am, it's not gonna hurt you. Come get out of the car. I'm going to spray you. Ma'am. And it's gonna hurt. Hey.
Alright, now she got sprayed.
Get out of the car. Get out. We can help you. All right, get out of the car. Let's go. Let's go.
Masculine order. There it is. And now she gets manhandled.
Stop resisting.
Keep in mind, this is a sizable segment of the population that if was put in this situation, the same thing would probably play out. There are enough women who hate masculinity that they will deliberately do the opposite of every single right decision just in order to spite the nose on their own face. Please.
Hello? No, this is her phone. Oh. Hello?
It's a little peppery.
She ended up taking off. Before she did, I was
And the car gets towed. Dude, what an incredible ride-along episode.
able to deploy a stop stick behind her tire. We call them terminators. And that deflated one of her tires, which prevented her from getting to too high a rate of a speed.
When I came around the corner, I saw him in a perfect pit position. He had the car spun around, but the driver was clearly still trying to weasel her way out of there. So I was gonna come right. She started coming back a little bit.
That's how quickly women are willing to become felons. No, I won't listen to the masculine direction. I'm going to try to drive away even though my car just got pitted.
Deputy Stutes went right.
No regard for the safety of others either. Really, really dangerous.
So I came left, and it worked out nice that she thought her escape route was going to be forward, and it was right into me.
And she refused to get out of the car. She was reaching under the driver's seat. At the time, we didn't know if she was trying to reach for a gun. Eventually, we were able to deploy OC.
Animal control. Oh, dude, this story has a perfect ending. This is fairy tale stuff.
They're not very happy themselves, which I don't really blame them. That was a stressful event for them.
They're constantly being reminded that they're wrong. They're constantly being reminded that reality is contradicting them. And this is what causes that positive feedback loop of resentment by feminists. Why are they always so angry, you may ask? It's because reality and masculine frameworks are constantly entering their field of view and forcing the women to interact with them in a hopefully coherent way. Most people don't have a problem with this because they're not at war with reality itself like leftists are. But when you are at war with reality, there is no coherent way of interfacing with masculine frameworks, with order. What's interesting too is whenever they try to create masculine order, it's always counterfeit and perverted. Another admission as to who they are. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next one. This was an amazing find.